Howdy, Space Rangers, Captain Phoenix here. I did it. I finally did it. I watched season 7 of The Clone Wars. I've watched the final season of Star Wars The Clone Wars. Do I have a headache? Yes. Did I love that headache? Yes. And now I'm going to tell you why I love that headache and why I feel Star Wars The Clone Wars season 7 is not the best Star Wars season, but definitely a powerful one. Let's go it by bit. So before I continue, let me just say that Star Wars: The Clone Wars is this animated TV show that was made in 2008, and the show is supposed to represent the prequels, as in the events that took place in between episodes 2 and 3. So in between the worst and the best Star Wars movie, essentially. However, again, the Clone Wars lasted for about 6 seasons from 2008 to 2013 before it was sadly cancelled by Disney. Therefore, I just feel like, and then they renewed it this year. So, in case you're wondering, yeah, that's the case. I don't know what else I can say about the Clone Wars except it's a pretty act show. I'm not gonna lie. Seasons 1 and 2 are definitely bad. 3 found its identity. 4 is where the really good stuff started to happen. 4, 5, 6 were perfect, and then 7 carries on that trend. True, we have a few hiccups here and there, but overall, I feel from season 4 it was really good. This is not the first time I'm talking about the Clone Wars. I've done so many other videos on it, so go check on it. Anyways, let's talk about Clone Wars season 7. So this season focuses on 3 arcs, 12 episodes, 3 arcs, and the first arc is focused on the Bad Batch. This is the first 4 episodes. They focus on a group of clones who aren't like other clones. They don't look like other clones, and they're kind of, I guess, like you could say, unique. They don't look like them. They have special talents about them. They sort of have like power-ish, and they're not like other clones. That's why they're called the Bad Batch. They're not like the regs, regulars. And we focus on the first 4 episodes of these guys because Rex is our main character, and we want to see his development before the final arc. And we get to see these other guys, the Bad Batch. I like the Kaboom guy, reminded me a lot of Rico, and I like the leader, the guy who could sense things. Otherwise, it was like an okay episode. It's not like my life would be missing a piece if I didn't watch them. It's not like these episodes were special or extraordinary. They were just good episodes. For they were really good. However, and I loved the 4th episode. That was personally my favorite episode. I loved the episode where they like have the siege and the droids. And for once, everything went according to plan. There was never once in the episode where things went wrong. Everything went according to plan and everything was done right. I honestly love that. I like it when sometimes the plan comes together, and the whole siege battle thing was awesome. The 4th was my favorite. If you're gonna watch this Bad Batch arc, watch the part where Echo comes back, then watch a siege episode. That was pretty cool. Also, I loved Echo back. Love you, Echo. And then Echo joins the Bad Batch at the end because he doesn't consider himself a reg anymore. He isn't because he's like a cyborg now, but whatever. Sadly, we go into the worst arc of the season and one of the worst arcs in the entire show overall. Let me tell you, the Ahsoka Martez sisters arc, I hate it. Okay, before I even tell you why I hate it, let me just express that I hate it. Now, let me go into why I hate it. For one, so a lot of people, I don't know if you watched the clones, but if you have, think back to years ago when we had this arc about a droid arc where droids tried to cover Intel, and by covering Intel, they are able to foil the separatist plans. So we get these droids stuck in the middle of nowhere. The ones that are stuck in the middle of nowhere, they get found by this renegade clone who forgot his memories. The clone sacrifices himself for the droids. R2-D2 dies. That whole arc. A lot of people really hated that arc. They say it was easily the worst arc in the entire Clone Wars. To me, personally, I found that arc cute. It was entertaining and it was cute. It was enjoyable. I don't know why people hate on it. However, if there's an arc that people should hate on more, yes, more than the droid arc, would be this one. The Martez sisters arc is easily the worst arc overall. Not the worst Clone Wars arc. I've definitely seen worse. There was literally one where Jar Jar and Bail Organa had to save Jar Jar's girlfriend, okay? But it was bad and boring. The arc was 4 episodes long, when really it could have been cut down to 2. Here's why. So the first episode starts with Ahsoka ending up in the lower rim of the city. The second one focuses on the sisters getting a spice job. The third part focuses on them breaking out of prison. Then the fourth one focuses on them breaking out of prison again. So the first episode, Ahsoka gets caught in the lower rims and she meets the Martez sister. It's an introductory episode, so it's obviously boring. Episode 2, they get a spice mission. okay, slightly interesting. Kind of reminds me of Solo. I don't know why you're ripping yourselves off, but okay. Then episode 3, I hate this one so much. They literally spend the entire episode getting out of prison only to end up back in prison again at the end of the episode. It was pointless. Episode 4, they get out of prison and Ahsoka joins the Mandalorians for the final arc. Overall, I hate this arc. It chronologically it takes place before the Bad Batch arc, so I don't know why they didn't bother showing this first. Oh yeah, right, because if everyone saw this first, no one would want to watch Clone Wars season. It's the worst. I hate the Martez sisters arc. They could have easily cut it down to 2 arcs. Two episodes. Have the first episode be episode 2. Ahsoka ends up in the lower rims, meets the sisters, goes on a space mission. Then have the second episode be episode 4, where we have where they're breaking out of prison and they meet the Mandalorians to go for that final arc. That would have been so much more entertaining. Alas, no. And you know what? They could have put so many arcs in front of this arc. I just feel like the opportunities they could have had to put other stories in front of this would have been better. For one, we could have had a Son of Dathomir story where Maul escapes Sidious and tries to go to take over Mandalore again. That would have been awesome. We get to see Maul break out, then go back to Mandalore. That would have easily covered 4 episodes. No, instead it got turned into a comic series, and then he references it only once during the Mandalore arc. He's like, "Oh, you broke me out of prison." Thanks, guys. It was just, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I mean, you could have easily done a Son of Dathomir arc or any other arc that would have lasted 2 episodes. If you really needed to do this, have it only last 2 episodes. Or better yet, just have the season be 10 episodes overall. You really did need to stretch it to 12. I don't know why. If anything, I almost agree with all of the fans here when they say, "Oh yeah, this season could have only been 4 episodes long," and no one would have complained. It's like talking about Ninjago season 11 again. It's so sad when I have to express hate for something. However, after experiencing one of the worst arcs in the Clone Wars, we experienced by far, hands down, the best arc in the Clone Wars. No questions asked. No questions asked. This is awesome. The Siege of Mandalore arc was everything I ever wanted and more. This is like fan fiction come to life. Where do I even start with this thing? Let's start with part 1. Okay. Part 1, we have Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting a battle. This takes place after the Bad Batch, so we know it's like very recent. And we know things are getting dangerous. Like we know we're in episode 3 territory. Like we know like this arc takes place during the events of Revenge of the Sith. So we know we're in Revenge of the Sith territory when people like her start showing up. You know, because you know something bad's about to happen. So we have episode 1 where Ahsoka where Ahsoka joins the Mandalorians, yeah, the Mandalorians, and they go to find Anakin and Obi-Wan for help. Anakin and Obi-Wan unfortunately have to leave Ahsoka on her own because they found out the Chancellor Palpatine is being attacked. So we know that this takes place at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith when Grievous launches his invasion over Coruscant. So this is the Battle of Coruscant, where Anakin and Obi-Wan have to go protect Palpatine from Grievous, although they should just let him die. And this is also the time when Anakin has to go kill Dooku. So Anakin and Obi-Wan leave the 32nd. We know how Anakin's clone trooper order is the 501st. So Anakin leaves another clone battalion with Ahsoka, those being the 32nd. I mean the 322nd, so that she can go to Mandalore. So Anakin and Obi-Wan go, and they leave Ahsoka with the 332nd as well as the Mandalorian, so that they could go to Mandalore and help fight the battle there. So in Mandalore, it turns out that Maul has come back and he has taken over Mandalore, and he's using the Mandalorians to kill each other. And again, the Mandalorians do not allow the Republic on their territory, because if they do, it will spark another war. However, there you go. So the Republic joins the Mandalorians in the fight for the freedom of Mandalore, and Ahsoka has to go find Maul. Then the episode ends with her finding Maul. Episode 2 begins with Maul talking to Ahsoka, where he tells her, "Yo, Sidious is planning something big." He doesn't know Sidious's true name is Palpatine, so that's why he keeps calling him Sidious, or Master. My former master this, my former master that. Let me just say, I love Maul's character here. I hated him in Solo. That last reveal, it just felt too much. Like that was almost a nail in coffin for me, saying too much more. In Rebels, he was okay because he was basically there for like half the season out of a season of 4, so it was alright. But like out of a series of 4, but like here he was perfect. The Clone Wars is his home. Let me just say that for a fact. And I love Maul here. He's just, how do I put this? There's this sense of dread that he carries with him. Like he knows something bad is gonna happen. He doesn't know how it will happen. He just knows something bad will happen. He knows the Republic will fall. He knows the Jedi will fall, and he doesn't even want to rule the galaxy. He actually wants to stop this madness. He actually wants to save it. And he tries telling Ahsoka, Ahsoka, bad things are gonna happen. You are in trouble. You need help me kill Sidious, and you help me kill Sidious and Anakin. You will be free, and you'll have saved the galaxy. Ahsoka doesn't want to believe him. She doesn't believe Anakin will become evil. And it's just so painful to know that at the end, Maul was right, and it's a sad truth Ahsoka has to live with. Like, even though we know he's right, it's so painful to finally accept the fact that Maul is right, and Ahsoka even has to deal with that fact for knowing that she had a slim chance of succeeding. That small, that that she was almost there. That Maul was actually right. That the Jedi Order would die, and they did. They did die. So I just love this sense of dread Maul has. He keeps on fearing. He's like, life is no longer living. There's this sense of dread and depression that he carries with him all over the place. Maul like has this feeling of, oh yeah, we are screwed. We're all gonna die. He has this feeling of like, I can't. This is over. This is it. This is the time. And it's because of that dread that he has, the audience feels that dread. He carries that dread over to the audience. The audience feels uncomfortable with these episodes. They feel unsure of themselves. The audience themselves feel scared. They don't know what to do. The audience themselves feel dread for what is to come in, and even those who haven't watched Revenge of the Sith, they they have a feeling that something bad will happen. The audience is getting this sense of dread because they fear what is going to they fear what is coming, both fans and non-fans. And then we go into the third episode. Ahsoka has captured Maul after an epic battle. Let me just say, before I go to the third episode, let me talk about the second episode where Ahsoka fights Maul. For one, she threw him out a window. How did no one laugh at that except me? Anyway, she has this sick fight with Maul, and I love the motion capture they used on him. I love they got Ray Parker back to do like the sick motion capture twirly of the double bladed lightsaber. I love the motion capture they got Maul, and I love the fight between Ahsoka and Maul. It was just nothing short of perfect. Then we jump into the third episode where Ahsoka has captured Maul, and she wants to take him back to the Jedi Council so that they could question him, and he tells them of the danger that's going to come. So she says bye to the Mandalorians. Ahsoka gets in the ship, and they jumps to hyperspace with Maul in custody. Then through hyperspace, the other clones tell Rex, Power of the 32nd, that the 332nd, no, 322nd, that they have a new message. And I'm like, oh, wait. And I'm like, oh. So they get the message where Palpatine says the three magic words: execute Order 66. And just like that, all the clones start attacking Ahsoka. I love how they are able to talk and do command orders instead of just being like mindless zombies. They actually are conscious of what they're doing. It's just that they're not conscious enough to know that they're being manipulated to do it. And so the clones start attacking Ahsoka. Ahsoka is able to get Rex and remove the chip from his brain with the help of the droids. Rex gets the chip removed from his brain and he's like, oh crap, I almost killed Ahsoka. And he realizes all the clones were programmed to do this. So sadly, he kills a few of his clone brothers and it ends there. Which is weird because this doesn't tie into the Ahsoka book. As I said, I will do a comparison. I promised a few videos back that I will do a comparison between the Ahsoka book and the Maul and the Siege of Mandalore so that we could at least have that back and forthness. Because in the book, he removed his chip right after Fives died. Here, he doesn't remove it until Order 66, so this is very weird. But again, that's just my opinion. Anyways, we have Maul. We have Rex regain his memory, and he's like, "Oh crap! I almost killed Ahsoka, and we're being forced to do this." So Ahsoka tells him, "You set your guns to stand, because the clones don't even know what they're doing." So Rex, Ahsoka, and Maul have to escape the Star Destroyer in order to get to safety, because on a Star Destroyer full of clones, yeah, they're gonna die. By the way, before I talk about the fourth and final part, my head! I'm naked! Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, just some George Lucas humor. Anyway, before I talk about the fourth and final part, let me just say that the intro for the last four episodes is pretty cool. Like, we have this Lucasfilm production. Then we have the red style scene. We don't even have the cheesy music anymore. And we don't even have the narrator narrating over it. We just have this red Star Wars Clone Wars text. And it's something I've only seen once. And that was in season 3, season 4 with Maul and his brother in Revenge. And I'm like, oh, okay, now things are serious. And so, yeah, part 4 begins with Ahsoka and Rex trying to escape the Star Destroyer. Maul gets to a shuttle and escapes with that, so that's how he's alive in Rebels. Ahsoka and Rex have to find a way to get off the Star Destroyer because Maul abandoned them. And so Ahsoka comes up with this brilliant idea, which I'm so glad she did because it's been a question I've been asking myself for a long time. Where Rex pretends to arrest Ahsoka and then tells the other clones, "Yo, Ahsoka ain't a Jedi anymore. She left the Order and for quite some time, so obviously things have been updated." And then the clones are like, "Oh, you're disrespecting the Order. It's treason then." So anyway, I started blasting. Bah, 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 bah. And then Rex and Ahsoka have to fight with the clones. And in a tense action scene, the Star Destroyer is getting into the gravitational phase, pull of a moon, and it's going down, 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 right? And as it's going down, Rex gets in a shuttle. However, Ahsoka gets thrown out of the Star Destroyer. So she's falling, she's falling. Then Rex has to hop into the ship, get the ship out of that Star Destroyer, then pick up Ahsoka. And it's such a tense scene. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And even before that, situation was already as bad as it was. Because even before Rex and Ahsoka tried out their plan, Rex is like, yo, my clone brothers, they don't care. They will die. Okay? As long as they're in a fight, these guys will fight to the death. They will die for their cause. And Ahsoka is like, oh crap. Yeah. So you can even sense that Rex feels like he's given up. Like he just like, oh, I have so much guilt. Oh, things are gonna get so bad. And I'm like, poor Rex. He lost all his friends. He even lost Gregor in Rebels. Ah! I'll get on that in a moment. Rip Rex's friends. And so, what happened? Oh yeah, and then Rex and Ahsoka ended up like in the cargo, not in the cargo bay, but like at the where the ships are. What do you call it? I don't know, the launch pads, whatever. And you just see like an entire battalion of clones, and I'm like, oh my god, give these guys a break, give these guys a flying break, my god. And so they get out, they take the shuttle and land. Once the thing crashed, they found out all the clones are dead. Even Jesse. Jesse is dead. And so, once the Star Destroyer crashed, all the clones in it died. Ahsoka and Rex spent some time digging graves for each clone. They bury the clone and put their helmets on these posts, on these gravestones for them. And we just get to see Jesse's, and I'm like, Jesse. First Top, then Hardcase, then Fives, and now Jesse. And then soon in Rebels will be Gregor. God damn it, stop killing all my favorite clones. And so Ahsoka and Rex leave. And then we get a nice epilogue ending where Vader comes to this moon. And now it's like winter time, so like there's snow and whatever everywhere. Ahsoka leaves her lightsabers there because, she has to play the act that she died during the crash. So Vader comes to the crash site. He finds Ahsoka's lightsabers. He picks it up, dusts a bit of snow off it, and then lights it. And let me just say, seeing Vader hold a blue lightsaber has never seemed so weird to me. And so, yeah, the thing ends with Vader leaving Ahsoka's sabers behind and walking away. As in a clone mask, we see the reflection of Vader walking away, and I'm like, so that's why this episode is called Victory and Death. And it makes you think, who really won the Clone Wars? Like, we know the clones had to be decommissioned because they were getting too expensive to make and they were aging too fast, but like, the droids were shut down. Palpatine ruled both sides, so he won, but like, in terms of democracy, it was the Republic who got turned into the Empire, so I don't even know. The Clone Wars is one of those things that it's like artsy, and it has uniqueness to it. It has so many layers to it, and that's what makes it so good in the end. Anyways, guys, that's been my review of Clone Wars. I love the Mandalorian arc. It is so good. Once again, for this entire season, the animation is good. Yes, even for the Martez Sisters arc, it's pretty. I love the animation. I love the action. I love the characters here. They're done so well, and the story itself is heart wrenching. Like, I knew it was gonna happen, and I was still taken by surprise. It's just gut wrenching. And so I can't give the Clone Wars show an overall score unless I give each arc an overall score, because each arc sort of has its own difference to me. I don't enjoy each arc the same. Each arc, I have different feelings towards it and I have different viewings towards it. So let me start with the Martyr Sisters arc, because we all had a great time with that, didn't we? 2 out of 10. Just 2. Maybe 3 on a good day, but 2. We have the Bad Batch arc, which was pretty good, so I'll give it like a 7. And then we have the Mandalorian arc, which is a 10. So 10 plus 7, 17 plus 2, that's 19 divided by 3, 6.5. So that's my review on Clone Wars Season 12. It gets a 7 because you know I don't do decimal points until I'm really confused. So that's my review on Clone Wars Season 7. It gets a nice 7 out of 10, and I feel that if it wasn't for the Martyr Sisters arc, it would definitely get a higher score. Go watch it, guys. It's a very fitting and perfect conclusion to the Clone Wars saga, and I like how it leads off into future things like Rebels and Revenge of the Sith and all in all. So if you're a Star Wars fan, check this out. If you're not a Star Wars fan, enjoy the simple art of it. I've been Captain Phoenix. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe, and rest in peace, all you fallen clones. And with that, I will see you in another universe.